Welcome to Season 7 of the Eagles. It is just a transfer special today. We've made it through 3 rounds of qualifying into the Europa Conference League, so I'll show you the fixtures for that, but it's all about the transfers. 12 in, 12 out, record transfer fee paid as well. We've reshaped the squad. We're a couple of games into the league season. We've had a really bizarre defeat to PSV. We'll talk all about it. Let's get into Season 7 of the Eagles. Is this the season we win a trophy? Let's find out. Let's go. All right, everybody. So here is the current format of how we have done. Pre-season was short, only 3 friendlies, because we had to dive into then the second qualifying round. 2-1 win and a 4-1 win. We've then played Slask Rockau. We won 3-2 and then 3-1. We then started the Eredivisie season, a really good, solid, emphatic in the first half, solid in the second half, 2-0 victory. Against RKC, someone who will probably be struggling this season. We then went away to Budućnost Podgorica. Wow, not a clue. 2-0. We then had a disappointing 1-1 against Heerenveen. We really stepped it up in the last half an hour, but the first 60 minutes was really, really flat. A little bit of a worry. We then went with our second string at home in the second leg to that team, basically, and we absolutely smashed them 7-2 to win 9-2 on aggregate and book our place in the Conference League. However, we've just played PSV, and we've been absolutely smashed. Absolutely walloped. So I'm a little bit worried. Was it a one-off? Are we just maybe rotating a little bit too much? We have had a lot of changes, especially at centre-half. Fair few players, obviously 12 new players in. 10 of them are going to be kind of first-team regulars, you would have thought, or in and around it. I've tried to build a squad that can handle the Europa League, Eredivisie situation a little bit better, because there's going to be a lot of games thrown at us. And last season, our issue was we had too small a squad. So I've tried to fix that with the transfers we've made. Now, before we go into the transfers, here is the league phase. Now, I'm a little bit annoyed because I didn't actually think it was the case, but we do have the dropouts from the Europa League, which is a bit of annoying because there is some whopping teams. I'm just hopefully that these teams down at the bottom here, these low teams in terms of, what's the word? Coefficient? That's the word I was after. End up getting knocked out. If it was just purely based on the Conference League. Now, these are Besiktas in there. But all the others, there's not actually an English team in there. There's not actually an English team. The Italian team is Lecce. There's no French team. The Germany team is Frankfurt, so I suppose they'd be tricky, but we've built a squad. There is us and Twente both in. I know the board want us to qualify for the knockout round. I'm quite confident we can do that. Our group games, we've got Linfield first home, Maccabi Tel Aviv away, Hadja Split away, Ostervienne at home, Dundalk away, Legia Warsaw at home. Is that it? That's it. So I think 8 really good fixtures there that I think we can qualify, get into that top 8, so we don't have to play that knockout game. Right, you want to see the transfers, don't you? Okay, first of all, players released. Neymar, has he retired? He has retired. He wants to be a manager. He actually didn't do too bad for us in the end. 10 starts, 17 a sub, 3 goals, 4 assists, 2 player of the matches. Yeah, he did all right. It was nice to have him at the end of his career. Steven Berghaus has retired as well. He's now in our under-18s as a coach. Absolute stinker of a coach, as you can see. But I just felt I needed to get him in. His family have all got to do with the club anyway. So, yeah, he's a box filler. He'll be collecting the balls and bibs in, putting a few cones out. He'll do a job for us in the under-18s. Jadon Braff, average. He wanted to go. I was kind of happy to let him go. But at the same time, I think if his contract were out, I would have quite happily kept him just because he was a backup. And we did use him on very rare occasions. Ex-Manchester City just never quite kicks on in FM23. And obviously, being at Manchester City and then Dortmund, maybe just doesn't get the amount of opportunities really for him to kick on in the save. I'm a little bit annoyed because obviously he was Dutch. And maybe the most surprised is Nduka Jr. He has gone on to PC's Vol. So I suppose that kind of tells you where he's at. They've just been promoted. They aren't great. He's made a decent number of appearances for us. Prone to an error, and then we have really replaced him there with some young, exciting talent. So it made sense just to let him go. Contract running out, $6,000 a week. Yeah, it made sense just to naturally let him go. And Ibrahim Coyote, we thought was going to be a little bit of a superstar. He's Guinean, apparently, but has never really kicked on his attributes. Even though he's played a lot in the reserves, in the under-20s, we've never actually given him a perform. We've never actually given him a game, and he's headed home. He's in the Guinean league, playing for Harare. Yeah, not a clue. So he has gone. Levi Corwell has been the first major out. We did speak about maybe letting him go because he was a little bit in between of his technicals in terms of defending not being quite there. He's attacking, he's 4 for crossing, 10 for dribbling. Not much of a fullback. We did think as well, with him being English, there would be a little bit of value. And we got 1.4 million for him, not bad, since he was a little bit of a bit part player. And we got him on a free. Another one, Josh Wills and Esperan. We got him in sort of like halfway through. What's he been with us? Sort of like a season and a half. Paid 525k for him. We thought he was actually going to be the bomb. And I think maybe you sometimes look at certain attributes and then realise, they're not that important. I suppose pace 15, acceleration 15, aggression 15. But there's a lot of 12s and 13s in there for his technicals. Never quite kicked on. He would have been okay as a backup, but with his wages being 8k and also him having a little bit of value once again with him being English, we've made a nice little bit of profit from him. It's really helped our bank balance and given us the opportunity to re-spend it. And then another exciting youngster that we thought might make the grade and hasn't, Josh Palacios, has moved on. He's gone to Dorset Reserves. Said his technicals, you would expect his technicals to be a little bit better after playing a number of games in our youth team over the course of, he's played 15, he's been a regular by the looks of it at one point, and then just hasn't kicked on and nowhere near the standard that we need. And then Morales has gone. We did, what did we pay for? We paid 100 grand for him. He came in, did a half a season job for us, and then we've shifted him out on loan a couple of times. He's now back in, is that Paraguay? Yeah, Paraguay, 195k. Made profit on him. He was on 4 grand a week as well, so nicely shifted off the wages. Jure Jesse Herkens was our goalkeeper. We got him for 56k, and we've managed to sell him on for 2.7 million. Had a tendency to make mistakes. We've strengthened in the goalkeeping department. I did say I wanted to sort of like not release him, but get some value for him. I thought we might have got a little bit more because he's valued quite highly in the game, but to get him in and out, turnover of over 2.5 million within one season is very good business for us. And again, money in the bank. We're building a nice little pot of money. Felix de Kock, I've let him go out on loan. He is apparently our young starlet and just needs to go out and play games. Still potentially 4-star, but he's 20 years old. He really needs to kick on in these technicals. Pace is good. Stamina and strength is really good. So few mentals in there. Nothing to really worry about in terms of that. Just a few in here. His heading's only 10. Marking is 9 for a centre-half. We might be able to make a half-decent left-back out of him, maybe a backup. We do want to get some more players that have come through our youth system, as you can see. He is Belgium and not Dutch, but I'm just hoping he can have a really good season out on loan. He's in the National 1 in Belgium, which I'm not quite sure. Third tier. He's in the third tier of Belgian football, so not great, but hopefully he can play plenty of games, and that will help him kick on this season. Gus Bars has gone, had a year left on his deal. He was leaving on a free, and we've managed to get him off the wages, 4 grand a week and 100 grand. So we've done all right. We did pay 1.8 million for him. He's just not, I would have probably kept him as a backup, but he wanted to go. He was leaving on a free at the end of the season, so I've decided to cash in. He was unhappy. We've strengthened in there. He's Dutch, again, really annoying, but he wanted to go. He was going to go on a free. Unhappy. So out he goes. And then Ben Seguir. He was our young starlet goalkeeper from a few years ago. I think he actually maybe played a couple of games. I'm sure he played a game at some point. It says he didn't. I'm sure he did play a cup game or something for us at some point. Played a lot of pre-season games as well in rotation. Just has not quite kicked on. Once again, 20 years old. Is he going to kick on? We've strengthened with the goalkeeping department again. We've got Ted Curd as well, a really good young English goalkeeper. He's not at the level that we need. So there was bids in all summer, so in the end I've let him go for 94k. All right, on to the ins. Here we go. So early doors, we signed Fode Fofana. He is a trequartista striker, Dutch as well. That was key, and can do a variety of different positions. He's had a really good seasons over the last few years with Roda, in and out of the top 2 divisions. But I decided that I thought he was worth the punt. 15 dribbling, he's got a lot of really good attributes. 10 strength isn't great. Has had a lot of injuries, but I'm just hoping that he's going to be happy, sort of like floating in around the squad. Maybe backup left winger, backup right winger, backup centre forward. Could score goals, could do the trequartista role, obviously, really well by the looks of it, or he's comfortable at playing it. So, yeah, he's in. He's our record signing at £4 million. We've also signed Silvano Vos. He is Dutch, which is good because we lost a couple of Dutch players. Ajax youth team prospect. He can do a couple of positions. He can do both central midfield roles for us. Can even do a job at centre half. No doubt will only be a backup. Nice little bit of value. We might see him kick on a little bit. Nothing of great, amazing stats, but he's 6 foot, ball-footed, can do a little bit. Backup, squad player, Dutch. It made sense to bring him in. One of our new main centre-backs is Stefan Lekovic. We got him for £2 million from Red Star. No nonsense centre-half, just what I like. Even though we are asking to play out from the back a little bit. Passing is 10, so not terrible, but heading 14, marking 13, tackling 13. Positioning, leadership, determination, concentration, all good. Jumping reach, good. Pace, okay. 6'4", stamina and strength, really good. Absolute monster of a centre-half for us at where we are right now in the save. I do also think with him being 24, potentially, there might be a little bit of sell-on value with him as well. Ernest Poku is in. Maybe a little bit of a wonder kid, or expected to be a little bit of a wonder kid, and has never quite kicked on. He's been released by AZ, but we did lose Braff, and we are a little bit light in the wide areas. Look, he's just going to be a backup. He's just going to be a backup in these two wide areas. Come on as sub, maybe play a couple of those Conference League games when I think we can maybe rest and rotate Durrami and Gunez. Two loanees, left back number 1 is Marius Bomart. He's coming a little bit later, came in kind of just as the season started. Really good, 16 stamina, obviously pace good, 6 foot, both footed. Few mentals in there that are pretty decent. Technical's okay, technique good, tackling good, marking not bad, first touch, dribbling, crossing, all okay for a left back. Really struggled. We tried Vinloff, didn't even want to speak to us, the Dortmund defender, so we've lost him. And then we've just really struggled to get anybody in. And the last one in, not the last sign I'm going to show you, but the latest one in, it's coming on pretty much transfer deadline day, was listed for loan. Someone I've watched for a number of years, 6'5", 3-star, maybe a little bit more. It was rated 3.5 star there we go. Central midfielder on attack, passing 15, technique 14, vision 16, determination, decisions, composure, stamina, 6'5". So he can probably do that central midfield on attack role really well. Can do the halfback, can do the volante as well. So a really good all-rounder. Remember, we got that Sunday, Thursday routine. I don't want us to weaken. We've still got players like De Jong hanging about, not good enough. So it made sense to get someone in with a little bit more quality. We're paying about 40% of his wages. We've not paid much. £115,000 loan fee. Someone who potentially may stay with us long-term. Contract expires for another couple of years, but I think it's probably a player that we could get at some point. Next one in is Tobias Neuberger. He came through the youth system at Manchester United, but is Dutch. Now, he's not going to help us in terms of trained in the nation and stuff like that, but he is Dutch, so I've got him in. He's got some tremendous mentals and physicals. He needs to improve on his technicals. Absolutely terrible at heading, but can be a decent backup defender and central midfielder. Really good holding midfielder. 6'3". Yeah, tackling 14. He's not the greatest, but he's free. He's 20 years old. Room to improve. And another good youth player to have in and amongst the squad. Adolf Williams. Now, he's unhappy because he wants to go out on loan. But I think he's a really good player. The name Adolf drew me to him at first. But as a 20-year-old defender who we got on a free from a third-tier club in Belgium, he's pretty sensational. Marking 15, passing 14, tackling 17, dribbling 11 for a centre-half, bravery 16. He's got to improve on some of these mentals, but his vision of 15, strength 15, stamina 14 and pace 11 with jumping reach 16 and balance 18. I think he's going to be a bit of a worldie, and I've started to play him. He's had a really good start to his career, actually 7.01. We'll be in a little bit of a rotation. We did miss out on Scholl, the Bayern Munich defender, just like Vinloff, had no interest in talking to us in extending the loan, so we've really had to re-strengthen in the centre-back area. So we've done it with Neuberger, Adolf Williams, and also Christian Graversen. Now, he is Danish. We have paid £1.6 million for him. He is still only 19 years old, but similar to Williams, has got some good potential. 15 heading, 13 marking, 16 tackling, 6'4", decent enough. He's got a little bit of work to do, but I did think at 19, if we can give him some regular game time over the season, by the time he's sort of like 21, 22, he might be a really, really good central defender. So we've taken a little bit of a risk on him, but said 1.6 million is not the end of the world. And our new number 1 is Jay Gorter. Look at him. Look at his goalkeeping. He was released from Ajax, hasn't played much until the last season, where he played 34 all of the Eredivisie games for Ajax, and we have managed to pick him up on a wage of 4,400 a week. He is eccentric, 17 for eccentricity, but yeah, he looks good. He's Dutch as well, so we wanted more Dutch players in. Having a nice Dutch number 1 goalkeeper makes sense. He's going to be with us long term. Only just turned 28, so we've got hopefully a good 3-4 seasons with Jay Gorter as our number 1. So that has left the squad in a decent position. There is actually one more. Rafael Rodriguez. He has come in on loan to be a little bit of a backup left back. We did sign him first. Really struggled with loanees and signings in the left back area, so he is kind of the best of a bad bunch, to be fair, and will just act as a little bit of a backup at left back. So our squad, I think, is a lot better than last year. I'm a little bit worried about the centre half situation. We have got Bazacic to come back in. I have started the season with him at full back, and he's looked tremendous, but I think I might have to move him back to centre half and then play one of the young players alongside him, maybe a Gravison, Adolf Williams. Perhaps. We have got Ferry van Barneveld, who is a youth team, Dutch under-19, come through our youth system. I have got him in the first team squad. Unlikely to play a lot, but I just wanted him to be in the first team squad. And Recep Gunes is with us. Ajax came in with a 9.25 million bid. I said no, and that's all there has been to it. I have promised him that if there was a bid of about 18, 19 million, he could go. No one else has bidded for him all summer, so we've got Recep for this season, and then probably look, 28.5 million I've said. I think he's got a minimum release fee of about 19 million, but can't see that going. We did try and get Tarrega out the door, really low offers. We had some big clubs coming in, sort of like Porto, but the deals were really low. They're offering like 2 million, and his transfer value says 7.4, so I've just rejected him. I've had to leave him out of the Conference League squad, so he's not happy about that. And also Bazacic, we did have one offer from Real Sociedad. It was an absolute stinker, like 2.2 million or something like that. I have said, though, if he goes for 14, he was happy to it. If we get 14 million, he can go. Unlikely we'll get it, but he does look like a really good player. So I think we've strengthened all over. We've still got Klabinho at right back, Ethan Laird, obviously Bazacic as well. Centre halves, Bazacic, Williams, Nurberger, Gravison. Ethan Laird still here doing a little bit of both options for us in midfield. We've got Mouvier, Raskin, Fabien, Volts, Collard, Dumoulin and De Jong. And then wide areas, we've got Darami, Reece Nelson, Gunes, Poku. Fofana can go out there. Strikers, we're looking at Van Hooijdonk and Fofana. K. Mosa's still with us. On loan and transfer listed. No one seems to care about him. He would probably prove to be a decent goal scorer at a certain level. And there we go. And we've not actually spent it all. We've still got £3.29 million left and £21,000 in the wages. The bank balance is looking pretty good. We're up at the start of the season, which you kind of expect, but during the season we'll hopefully get some European for conference money. We need to qualify out of that. The board wants, we may even actually look at improving our facilities, I think. I think that's the way we're going to kick on with this. We've got an exciting youngster here. That is the exciting youngster we spoke about in a couple of episodes ago. He's made a nice little start. Looks like he's training quite well. Need to really keep our eyes on him. He could be the future. Border only rating is a B-, which is a little bit annoying. They want us to reach the knockout stages of the Conference League, which I think we're going to do, and record a top half finish with Eagles this season. Obviously, we need to get that top 8 for European football. I don't know what the thing is. We've started with a really weird result. That result against RKC, they are bottom of the league, to be fair, but we did play really well. We'll just need to be careful. We're stronger. We're good. We're in good shape. We just need to make sure this league form doesn't fall apart while we're in the Europa Conference League. All right, guys, that's it. Episode on Thursday night. We will start the games we'll do Linfield and NAC. We will start our European Conference League campaign, and we'll catch up with our progress against NAC in the Eredivisie. As I'm going to say top 6. What do the media think? Media think 7th, so we'll probably go with 7th. We'll take 7th. We'll take 7th. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Smash a like on today's video. Let me know down in the comments which of those signings takes your fancy. And check out the tactic video, the total 4-3-3 that I put on the channel yesterday. That is based on this tactic that I have been rocking. The one that saved my season, saved my skin last year. That not an inverted, but the opposite way around, the 4-3-3. We're still rocking the trequartista. I've not changed anything tactically. We're still rocking with this 4-3-3. Go check it out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.